Virginia Nebel here for Scrapbooking Cards today. Let's chat about pattern paper. How long do I have? I can talk about pattern paper all day, every day. I'm going to share a few pages and walk through my design process in using pattern papers on my projects. On this layout, at first glance, how many pattern papers do you see? Perhaps you're guessing 4 or 5? The answer, there are 8 pattern papers here on this 8.5 by 11 layout. So let's break it down. Typically, when I start a page, my first reach is usually for cardstock for the page base. But here, I opted to use this medium-size fun chevron pattern for the base. I really like the pattern, scale, and color combinations of the light and dark teal offset with the freshness of pink and white. The yellow sunshine pattern paper layered over a dark pink mat is a fun contrast to the chevron backdrop, and when placed on an angle leads your eye into the set of paw print die cuts, which shows 2 more pattern papers. I triple matted my photo, showing a very narrow margin between each layer. And here on the repetitive sunshine word on the pattern paper, I've tied that into my journaling, which reads, "Even on the cloudiest of days, this sweet little pup brings sunshine into my heart. Love her to bits." So don't be afraid to mix patterns. Just keep in mind the scale, color, and contrast of the patterns to create a cohesive page design. Next here is an example of a page that came together with just a few pattern papers from Vicki Boutin's Fernwood collection. The focal paper is the ledger paper. It inspired me to journal directly onto this paper. To do this, I first cut it down to 8.5 by 11 so that I could computer print directly onto it. And instead of using as a full 8.5 by 11 page base, I cut it into 2 triangular pieces and left a bit of the base white cardstock showing through in the middle. The floral blooms, they're fussy cut out from this B side of this pretty pattern paper. I like that they're subtle in color and placed randomly to accent the diagonal white space between the 2 ledger pattern pieces. The page design here is all about keeping it to a soft, subtle color palette, letting the large journal block tell the story. I love scrapbooking travel pages, and here is a page that brings me back to a vacation day memory of just feeling the warmth of sunshine on my face. The cheerful clouds and sunshine patterns from the Bella Boulevard papers were a perfect backdrop to capture that feeling of an amazing day. A really easy way to play up pattern is to create a grouping of repeating elements. And here on this page, I created banner strips with the clouds pattern paper of different lengths, overlapping and popping up some of them onto the page down one side creates added dimension and also creates space for tucking in other ephemera such as tags, labels, and stickers, all to enhance the travel theme. So the next time you're looking through your papers, look for fun patterns and icons, which enhances the theme of your page. Here, this page is all about the love for rainbows, both in the page design and the photo being scrapbooked. The background for this page came together making use of this set of fabulous pattern papers called Bella Besties by Bella Boulevard. I used the graph pattern to create a rainbow grid along the top and bottom of the page. Connecting these 2 rainbow blocks is white cardstock that I dry embossed with a polka dot pattern. So far we've talked just about pattern in pattern papers. Cardstock is an entire opportunity to create pattern, and I've done so with the dry embossing technique. It turns your cardstock from simple to fabulous. As you can see, I put my butterfly punch to work on all the colors. Now some butterflies, they're placed on the page dot side up, and some are grid pattern side up. Some butterflies have a bow tie or dot center, and some do not. This variation keeps them from looking too matchy-matchy. Also, by keeping the flight of the butterflies mainly within their coordinating color strip, gives the page a gentle flow, but still keeping to a unified blended layer of rainbow dimension. I hope this inspires you to add a little rainbow love to your projects. My last example here is a travel page documenting my excitement of returning home from a fabulous vacation. I kept the background very simple, pattern-wise, as I have a very large title die cut along the bottom portion of the page. I wanted to include a journaling spot in the letter R of the word girl. I computer printed it onto a smaller scale light-toned pattern paper. The die-cut girl is backed, the letter G and the L is backed onto hearts paper, and this way it's mimicking a big giant heart hug to the journaling spot in the middle. The pattern papers I used were mainly from these two papers. I cut the rainbow pattern into 3 1-inch wide long strips, and I offset them on an angle onto the page base and added some fussy cutout little airplanes. This arrangement is a fun way. It gives the page a bit of movement. It also mimics an airport runway with planes on the tarmac waiting to take off. At the top of the page, I simply punched out some stars using a punch that I had, again, mimicking that embossed look, but in a really simple way. Thanks for taking the time to join me here on the SCT YouTube channel. I hope you are inspired with a few ideas to add the joy and fun of pattern papers to your paper crafting projects. Have a wonderful day. Bye.